And live from Brad Dugan Court inside the Wellness Center, we apologize for the technical difficulties and delay in starting this broadcast, but we are just underway here in the first half. It's second round action in Northern California state playoffs, the CCCAA. Aaron Gabriel, Zach Tobita, happy to be with you for this call. And right now the Rams, very early on, 4.5 minutes into this game, with a 4-point lead, and Eddie Ionescu, who handles the ball there, he has 4 points for the Rams. And Curtis Witt now handles. Witt, Ionescu, Stedman, Michael Wright, as
Stedman hits us. Yep.
Nice play by Stedman. And then a block on the other end.
Yeah.
So Stedman with 2 points. It's now an 8-2 Rams lead, and we'll get you all caught up as we unfold here in this first quarter. That shot no good. And West Hills from Coalinga, California, the 17 seed. They advance to this game after beating Monterey Peninsula College on Wednesday, and here we are taking on the #1 team in all of California, the City College of San Francisco Rams. Stoppage on the floor, so it's Eddie Ionescu. Curtis Witt got the start in the backcourt for Justin LeBaugh, along with Eddie Stansbury, a 3-guard set. Michael Wright and Michael Stedman are manning the low post, and West Hills and their Road Blues, as we have a perfect time for a stoppage on the court and allow us to get caught up. West Hills making the long trip here. It's a 3-hour drive from deep in the heart of San Joaquin Valley. And when we look at the stat sheet as they take a time out on the floor, it's kind of interesting. West Hills, despite having 7 losses, not super far off in terms of season averages. West Hills averaging, for example, 84 points a game to 91 for City College. Averaging 18.5 assists a game, shooting 48% from the field, which is actually about 0.3% better than City College. And they like to shoot the 3-ball as well, and they can with some efficiency. But when you look at strength of schedule, you look at the teams that City College has played, and take nothing away from West Hills Conference. They play in a very competitive conference with teams like Fresno City College, but so you got to think certainly a mismatch, and that's what happens when you're the #1 team in California. You get the low seed. In their home whites with City across the front, red letters, black trim. West Hills, the Falcons, in their Road Blues with white lettering and red trim, and making a long drive up here. I Google mapped it before the game started. It's a 3-hour drive with no traffic from Coalinga, which that is in the armpit of California. That is deep in there.
It's out there, yeah, and I'm sure it's a little warmer out there right now than it is.
Yeah. Is that Colin Kaepernick here? That's deeper than Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah,
That's below Modesto. That's going towards the San Luis Obispo County area.
Kind of on the way to Bakersfield.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so technically Northern California. This is the Northern California region.
I guess.
So I guess they managed to get above that arbitrary north and south line. And meanwhile, Niami Harris has come into the game for Justin LeBaugh, as has Terrell Brown. So Brown not getting the start tonight, despite being the leading scorer on this basketball team. And Lewis Hayes is also in the game. So 3 non-starters as we're finally ready to get back to action. That was quite a stoppage, but hey, it gave us time to catch up. So 8-2, Rams lead.
Here we go.
And back to the action we go. This is Lewis Hayes handling. Rams moving right to left across your screen. Niami Harris, who just checked in for Justin LeBaugh, gets her. Michael Wright. Hayes. Hangs and just can't hit. And this is Lloyd Hanna, who hands to Ricardo Time. He's off the bench for the Falcons. Little bunny hop in the lane, no good, and good rebound that time by Hayes. Michael Wright will handle this time, interestingly enough. Wright goes right to the basket. Niami Harris now, between the leg dribble. Harris. And did he walk?
Did he? Yeah, there was a foul there, yeah.
Oh, okay, so Harris getting a little bailed out there.
Yeah,
he was a little bit out of control.
He would say he walked because he got fouled.
Exactly. And that's the first foul of the ball game. So, first foul on West Hills. And Harris gets the ball again, then touches it to Stansbury. Harris again with the ball, far side. Michael Wright, that 3, no good.
Oh, halfway down.
And good look for Michael Wright, and he's a long swing man, but he can actually shoot the 3 pretty well.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate at all. I like it.
That shot was changed. No foul and good defense that time. I think Terrell Brown got his paw in there. And now a travel.
Yeah.
So first turnover of the ball game for the Rams. And it's still 8-2, 13:33 to go in the first half. So a little bit of a slow start for each team. But right now, West Hills, you got to think they need to start drawing up some offensive play and get some rhythm going if they want any chance of staying in this game against the number 1 team.
Yeah, I'm not sure what offensively they're kind of just trying to get anything they can. I mean, yeah.
Certainly being very deliberate. And right there you saw Akeem Tate, number 22 off the bench. He's a freshman forward. And he drew enough contact to draw the first foul on Terrell Brown, and the first foul for the Rams of this ball game. The Rams, as we mentioned before, averaging 92 points a game. And that's actually 3rd in California. So it's crazy to think there's 2 teams scoring more than that.
Yeah,
That's very, I mean, at any level that's a high-scoring team, but especially at the junior college level.
Yeah, that's a lot up and down right there.
So Akeem Tate, who averages 7.8, call it 8 points a game for the West Hill Falcons. The Falcons who are coached by Mark Arce. And he hits his first. So that breaks that scoring drought for West Hills. It's 8-3 now.
Yep.
And a lane violation?
That's on the shooter.
Yeah, and so that second free throw did go down, but he jumped out of his shooting stance a little too early.
He thought it was off.
Yeah, the rule is the ball has to hit the rim before that he can vacate that area. 8-3 is the score. Rams up 5. Stansbury. Down low. Hayes. Nice kiss off the glass. Good move. And he positioned his body well to shake off the defender.
Hayes just 6'6", but he plays much bigger.
He does, and he's also got some width to him. So he's actually a big boy down there.
Yeah.
He's playing the de facto center position right now.
And it's number 20 for West Hills, Darius Scott, I guess, the leading scorer, 15 a game. So he hasn't taken a shot yet. I don't think so.
He has not. But that's Winter Joseph, and that one was halfway down. The sophomore, unable to hit from the corner. Yami Harris directing traffic, wants to go right at the basket, and he goes right around his defender and scores with the right hand. His first points. 12-3 is the score. Harris. Very nice move that time. He's not exactly, I would call, a explosive scorer all the time. He averages just 5 points a game, but he is quick when he has the ball in his hands.
Just a freshman. Next year, I'm sure he'll be scoring more.
And Tate kisses it off the glass. Akeem Tate has 3 points now. 3 of 5 points for West Hills. It's 12-5. Rams lead by 7. Michael Wright on the bounce pass, and then Stansbury in the corner wide open for 3 and just can't get it to go. You'll never get more open than that.
Yeah, the whole day.
Meanwhile, the leading scorer, Darius Scott, handles for the Falcons before handing it off to Tate. Tate spins, gives it back to Scott. Scott guarded by Stansbury, step back 3 on the way, and he buries it. So you can see what he does.
Yeah,
and that's why he's the leading scorer, huh?
Yeah, if he's making a shot. Oh.
That was pretty. And
that was, yeah.
The player who averages 15 points a game gets 3 right there. Just like that, it's just a 4-point lead for City College. And a turnover. And an opportunity for the Falcons. And, losing control there for a moment was Winter Joseph. And then that long 3 was no good. Terrell Brown wants to start things quickly the other way. Brown left-handed dribble all the way to the lane, absorbed the contact, and then right there to collect that was Lewis Hayes. He has 4 points, Zach, and he's having a good start to this one.
He is. I think LeBlanc is trying to go back with Witt and maybe Ionescu here, more offense, a little sputtering a little bit, CCSF.
Yeah. Well, when you have Lewis Hayes cleaning up misses like that, you don't necessarily need a whole lot of guard play, do you? And Michael Wright, a bounce pass to Stansbury, and then Niami Harris will tee up a 3, and he just can't get it to go. A little off the mark.
Yes, side of the backboard.
Winter Joseph all the way, and a blocking foul.
Yeah.
Good job by Joseph to go right at the defender. He knew he had Stansbury kind of backpedaling, and he just went right at him. Mm-hmm. And that could actually be, if you're the West Hills Falcons, that could be a recipe for finding some success. That's one thing I've noticed the Rams, in terms of on-the-ball, man-to-man transition defense, they can be exploited at times.
Right. I think City College, I mean, they're gonna run up and down, so you definitely have an opportunity in transition. So, but they'll run back right the other way if you score.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And this is a team, of course, City College offensively they love to get up and run, but defensively that can hurt you sometimes when you're just trying to score as much as possible. Your team will get tired at times.
Right.
Joseph again handling. Landon Johnson. This is T.J. Johnson.
He walks. Yeah.
Landon and TJ very well may be brothers. They look very much alike.
They might. Yeah.
One is a freshman, one is a sophomore. Terrell Brown will get faced up by one of the Johnson brothers. I'm calling them brothers even if they're not. And then a touch foul before the shot. That's the second foul on West Hills with 10 minutes to go. They're down 6. Witt will inbound. He's back in the game for Labaugh along with Eddie Ionescu. Terrell Brown right at the basket. White down the lane and draws the contact.
You can see T.J. Johnson is just hounding Terrell Brown. He's fouling him, but he's
making him earn it, huh?
I'm going to guess that Terrell Brown was on scouting report. Don't let him go and get him.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad foul, and in terms of just trying to make someone earn it at the line. And any coach will tell you, if you're going to foul in that position, foul hard.
Yeah.
Make them feel it a little bit as Brown nets the first. And that's the first points, by the way, or first point, singular, for Terrell Brown tonight. And second free throw, no good.
Commentator jinx.
15-8 is the score, and that deep three is no good. That was Lloyd Hanna, who has 2 points, trying for a three. Ionescu finds Witt, but before that, an offensive foul. And that's Terrell Brown.
Well, still, it's just 8 points halfway through this first half, but, I mean, they're likely to be down just 7.
Yeah. It's Stedman down low. Ionescu's on the court. Brown will sit.
Dexter Hood in the game.
Yeah, and Hood's first action of the night. Niami Harris is also in the backcourt, so 3 guards again. And that shot rattles around and is no good, and Stedman pulls down the rebound. Witt around the screen from Ionescu. He kills the dribble, finds Ionescu, and this is Stedman down low. He draws the double team, escapes, and then throws it right away.
Yeah.
Not a good set that time.
Yeah. I like what they're trying to get Stedman down on the block. He's just getting pushed out though,
and he draw you can see they're kind of collapsing on that low block. They're trying to make it as hard for Stedman, who has very good low post moves.
Yeah.
And that time it paid dividends.
He's got to do his work early. He's got to pin this guy down there.
Yeah. This is Winter Joseph again. He's done a lot of the ball handling for the Falcons. Gets the ball knocked out of his hands, and then they're going to say he touched it last. I think he thought that maybe it was knocked out of his hands. Meanwhile, and we're going to see Eddie Stansbury right back in the game. Hood will handle. Dexter into the front court. Ionescu far side. And a whistle.
Yeah, Stedman was definitely bumped.
And they're going to get Landon Johnson. 4th team foul on the Falcons. That's the first on Landon Johnson.
West Hills is interesting. They don't have a true big man. They just have, a couple forwards, just definitely undersized.
Yeah, absolutely. And that little tip-in drill. Ionescu, he has 6 points.
Just in the boss staple, though. Inbound alley-oop.
And Ionescu leading all scorers right now. He got the start, and it's paying off. Corner 3 on the way. No good. So a team that likes to shoot the 3, West Hills, and they usually have pretty good success, but really not finding that stroke right now. And they've also had some open shots as well.
Yeah. Just 8 points, like I said. And still fortunate, only to be down 9.
West Hills has scored over 100 points. twice in February with a 107-92 victory over Saracoso. And a turnover. Curtis Witt wants to start things. Witt slows things down, now accelerates to the basket, and all the way with the right hand, Curtis Witt. Nice move that time and good awareness, a little head fake, and that's all he needed.
Yeah, Curtis Witt, not the fastest guy in the building, but gets to where he wants to go.
And that three is a no good, and Hood skies for the rebound, and then tries to find Curtis Witt, who goes crashing into the ball rack by the scorer's table. So Hood, a little bit too eager that leak out pass. And Witt, I think he's okay, but certainly that's something you'll say to your teammate, try and find me a little bit easier that time. Meanwhile, we're going to see the first appearance of Ben Borgia. He replaces Stedman. Borgia, the backup center big man for Justin LeBaugh. He's down low with Michael Wright right now. So 2 forwards again.
So what LeBaugh's doing, he has the big guys huddled together on the bench. He's giving them a little instruction.
Yeah. Winner Joseph had the ball knocked away. Curtis Witt comes up with the steal and then goes to the ground and a foul. And that's a good call.
That was, yeah.
Because he got kind of clobbered by Winner Joseph, who was diving for the ball. So about 2 times in the last minute, we've seen Curtis Witt go to the floor.
He's going to have some floor burn.
That's the 5th team foul on West Hills, so a couple fouls away from the bonus with 7:50 to go in the first half. 19-18, City College up 11.
Yeah, Curtis Witt, man, get that white jersey a little dirty.
Yeah. He's wearing the sleeves. He's got to earn it. Michael Wright, Ionescu, Borgia for 3. No good. And Bright keeps it alive. Ionescu wide open. And he will bury that more times than not. He has a very good 3-point shot when left alone.
He does.
And he has 9 points. 22-18, lead up to 14 for City. And Borgia's going to get called for the bump foul. That's his first.
One of the easiest times to get to open 3 is the offensive rebound.
And Curtis Witt, the 3rd leading scorer on this team, averages double-digit scoring on the season, 10.3 points a game. Shoots very well from beyond the arc, 37% on the season.
That's very good.
Almost thrown away, but saved by Hannah. Joseph. And Scott, who had a 3 earlier, was off the mark that time. Stansberry finds Wright far side. Witt wants to reset on offense, and he does. He's harassed by Winner Joseph. Witt. And Ionescu, nice head fake. Did he travel?
3 in the key.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Ionescu did everything right, but he was in the key a little bit too long.
Snuck in there, though.
How about Witt?
Yeah.
A little Steve Nash kind of just dancing around the key.
Yeah, he lost. I don't know who was guarding him, but he lost his defender a little half spin.
And I believe we have the Witt family, by the way, sitting very close to the broadcast booth. So they're liking what they're seeing from their kin. That shot was too strong. So right now, West Hills is getting opportunities. They're just not hitting open shots. Michael Wright, floater in the lane. Shades of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and but he fights for it, collects it, spins in the lane, and he can't put it back on the second attempt. He still has the ball. 2 offensive rebounds for Borgia. Michael Wright, the 3 on the way, is good from downtown. Michael Wright, credit Bryn Borgia. 3 offensive rebounds that time, and then Michael Wright knocked it down.
And Borgia, he just wanted it more than everybody else.
He has some size. Ben Borgia with some length down there. Borgia, who really plays the reserve big man position, as we mentioned before, for LeBaugh. He averages 4.5 points a game, but he really gets it's the stuff not on the stat sheet that he gets a lot of credit for. Playing pretty good defense, gobbling up the rebounds, and doing what we just saw there, keeping plays alive.
Yeah, he just wanted the ball a little bit more, and that's back-to-back possessions. The offensive rebound has led to an open 3.
Well, you alluded to the lack of size for West Hills. And that possession is a very good illustration of what that does. And if you're Justin LeBaugh, why not put 3 big men down there? He might, especially with now a 17-point lead, he might have a whole 4 or 5 big men on the court at a time if he wants, because he can exploit that size.
He can, and I would suspect that he might be drawing up a lob on his next offensive possession, just maybe.
Well, and as is common when the #1 team in the state has their opening playoff game. Already a bit of a lopsided first half, 25-8. The lead is 17 for the Rams. Stansbury, Ionescu, Michael Wright, and Lewis Hayes on the floor with Niami Harris for Justin LeBeau. Ionescu pesters the ball handler in the backcourt. Joseph to Ricardo Time, and Time scores.
Great layup.
Nice move by Ricardo Time. He was not a starter. He's a freshman for Mark Arce. It's 25-10. Niami Harris will handle. Michael Wright.
Oh, yeah.
And right into the triple team goes Hayes, and he scores. So right there, Hayes had players draped all over him, and it didn't matter. He has 6 points now off the bench for Justin LeBeau. Second leading scorer. That three no good.
Way off.
But tracked down by Joseph. Hannah. Joseph tees up a three. And why not? He'll take it, and he'll hit his first points.
Well, chip away here.
Ionescu kind of let him have that attempt.
Yeah.
Kind of dared him to shoot, and he did.
Wasn't the best shot, but went in.
Ionescu down low now, and just threw it away.
Joseph
comes up with it, tries to start a fast break. Bounce behind the bounce pass. Hightower finds Joseph for three, no good. Harris will get fouled after pulling down the rebound. Sixth foul on the Falcons. Rams have 5.
Got Niami Harris at the point. Something he'll do a lot more next year, I'm sure.
Michael Wright handles and finds Stansbury. Wright. And just can't get it to go. It was halfway down the rim. Nice move by Wright that time, but no points. Hannah.
It's a tough shot now.
And Johnson couldn't hit. It was contested. Michael Wright with the ball again. Harris. Lost the dribble. Gets it back. Finds Ionescu wide open for three again. And it's good. He's almost automatic when he gets that much time to shoot. Just like that, he has 12 points.
That's
12 of 30.
30-13 now.
Yeah. And accounting for nearly 50% of the team's points. That three is good. Joseph answers back. He has 2 threes, 6 overall. 30-16. Lead is still 14 for the Rams. Stansbury. Hayes underneath. Nice move. That's a strong man layup right there.
Yeah.
Hayes has 8 points.
Hayes out there like none of you guys can guard me.
Really, and they really can't right now.
And he's right.
This is Landon Johnson, now down low, and kissing it off the glass was...
Oh, yeah. Oh, so we had a player that was bleeding. That was the one who was bleeding. He's changed his number to 23. I'm not sure who it was originally, but they changed his jersey. Yeah, I saw that on the bench.
Aha.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out who that was. I believe that might be Akeem Tate. We'll find out at the break.
We'll find out, yeah.
Niami Harris. No look pass to Ionescu. Down low, and Ionescu went hard at the rim. No bucket, but he drew the foul. Ionescu right now is playing like a man possessed.
Yeah,
he's all over the court.
Yeah.
Maybe he heard us talking about his twin sister.
I do think he'll play D1 next year somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure who's getting.
He certainly has the jump shot.
Yeah. I mean, he's not small. I think he's a legit 6'6", 6'5". But
certainly a good 2.
Yeah.
And he may not play at a premier Division I school, but I mean, you look even just in the Bay Area, the West Coast Conference, I think would love a player like him.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You look at the USFs of the world, the Santa Claras, even a team like Gonzaga.
Yeah, St. Mary's, you could see.
St. Mary's, absolutely. I think he'd fit right in there. So, yeah, certainly he may not be the NCAA Player of the Year next season, but hey, we can't all be Sabrina Ionescu.
Hey, no.
Both free throws are good. He's having quite a heck of a first half here. It's 34-16, 18-point lead with 2:37 and ticking. Akeem Tate. So it wasn't Tate with the strange jersey. We'll still find out. Our investigative reporter will get on that at halftime. Lloyd Hanna on the handoff. Hanna drives, kills the dribble. And Joseph wants another three, and he just can't hit. He's just trying to shoot his team back into this one, I guess. Curtis Witt wants a fast break the other way. Witt. Hesitation, jump shot, no good. That's a tough shot, actually.
Well,
and then Stedman cleaned that up.
Yeah, he didn't expect to be that open. He was like, oh.
That's a tougher shot than it looks, those mid-range jumpers. Stedman has 4, by the way. This three is no good. Hayes the rebounds. That was Delvin Hightower, who has yet to score, despite getting the start tonight. And Witt wants to direct traffic. He wants a screen from Harris. Then he hands off to Harris, who spins. And wanted an alley-oop. Instead, Stedman catches it, has time to collect himself, and score with the right hand. And right now, if you're Stedman, he's going to get that all night if he wants down low.
I think he's got everybody on the West Hills team by at least 4 or 5, 6 inches.
And that was airballed, and then it was Joseph unable to put it back. Ionescu holds the ball for a moment, surveys. Harris. Harris gets the ball back from Hood. Curtis Witt, far side.
7 to shoot.
3 on the way, no good. That was well contested.
And thrown away.
And then the outlet pass, thrown away. And I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
Delvin Hightower was trying to find Akeem Tate, and instead it threw it away. Turnover. Under a minute to go. 38-16 the lead here for the Rams.
Number 20, Darius Scott, just looked at the scoreboard and just shook his head.
And this might make him shake his head more.
Yeah.
Oh, Curtis Witt can't hit that. That was a good look. Lloyd Hanna. Joseph.
And here he is.
Nice shot. Darius Scott, his second three. 30 seconds to go. 38-19 is the score. Hanna harasses Harris.
Just a second difference, shot clock, game clock. I'm sure they'll hold it last shot here.
Rams will try and wind this clock down as much as possible. Harris.
Oh, Euro.
Oh.
Dump off.
And he lost the ball for a moment, but was able to turn it into a pass, and then Hood could not connect.
And that's a good look.
Joseph for 3.
Little.
So 9 points for Joseph.
Little momentum boost there,
Well, that makes it a 16-point deficit for West Hills at the half. So Joseph with 9 points, but a very good first half for Eddie Ionescu. He and Stedman and Lewis Hayes, they were really the 3 scoring attack in that first half. It's 38-22, and in the second round of the CCCAA state playoffs, the Rams looking fairly well in command here. So I think we need to take a break. We'll come back and get you all recapped in the first half and then get set for the second half action. Aaron Gabriel and Zach Tobita coming back at you. This is live exclusive coverage of Rams basketball on Facebook Live, presented by the BEMA department. And back here at Brad Dugan Court inside the Wellness Center, Aaron Gabriel alongside Zach Tobita, Matias Godinez, our engineer, and Felix Quinones, our producer, camera operator here. Exclusive coverage of the CCCAA state playoffs, and here in the second round, the number 1 team in California with a 16-point lead as we're getting ready to start the second half. It's 38-22, and quite a first half for Eddie Ionescu. He had 14 points, including 2 made threes. Lewis Hayes with 8 points for Justin LeBaugh. Michael Stedman with 6. Michael Wright with 5. So a bit of a mixed scoring attack in that first half. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, 9 points from Winter Joseph and 6 points from Scott. and only mustering 22 for the half. But right now, kind of getting, especially down low.
Right, and the Falcons, if they could have any positive from the first half. They hit 6 points, 2 back-to-back threes in the last maybe 40 seconds of the first half to give them a little bit of hope, a little hope.
And they're a team that does shoot the three well on the season. I mean, we mentioned it before. They're tops 10 in the state in terms of made three and three-point percentage. But we saw them actually get a fair amount of open shots and just not hit them in that first half. So it actually could have been a bit of a closer game if they hit some of those.
Absolutely. They were ice cold in the first 10 minutes of the half.
Yeah, especially in the first half of that first half.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Falcons are moving right to left now across your screen, wearing those road blue jerseys. And Johnson, one of the Johnsons, that was Landon Johnson that time, just couldn't get it to go. This is Terrell Brown. He did not start the first half, but he does start here in the second half, along with Stansberry, Ian Eskew, Michael Stedman, and Michael Wright. Ian Eskew, he's been red hot, and he has Landon Johnson all in his face right now. Michael Wright, little sky hook for Michael Stedman. He's like a throwback player when he gets the ball.
He has good post game though.
He does, and a good touch as well, and nice move inside. That was Delvin Hightower, his first points.
That was nice.
Little Euro step, shades of Manu Ginobili that time. Terrell Brown, he had a quiet first half. He only had 1 point. That's Michael Wright right there, and Wright will draw a foul. So Terrell Brown, the team's leading scorer, a quiet first half, but it's interesting because he's a very unselfish kind of leading scorer. He doesn't, I don't want to say he disappears, that sounds disrespectful, but he doesn't always need to be the primary scorer. He can play many roles.
Right. He's good. He's not a true point guard, but he's just.
Ball knocked away there. You're right though. He's not a true point guard. He's more of a Swiss Army knife. He can kind of do whatever's needed. And meanwhile, that three is good from Darius Scott. The only shots he's hit have been threes tonight. So he has 9 points for West Hills, and they're down 11. So certainly Falcons just trying to stay within that single-digit range if they can. Brown tees up a three. Ooh, that was a good look. But then Dionescu keeps it alive.
He did, yeah.
He's doing everything tonight. Michael Wright, he had a three in the first half. He thought about it, and then Stansberry takes one and buries it. And the assist will go to Wright. Stansberry, he was scoreless in the first half, so that's his first point here in the second half.
Right.
That was good. That was to Hightower again, I believe.
And you were saying that, like, out in transition, City Colleges, sometimes they don't pick up their guys as fast as they probably want to, and they're vulnerable there. Yeah. They can be, at times, a bit susceptible, like we talked about in the first half, to that transition defense. In terms of getting back on defense in transition. And that was the first points for the Rams here on that made three. So it's 41-29, 12-point lead, just underway here in the second half. Ionescu surveys. Stedman. Michael Wright. Ooh, good look. Yeah.
Just a little too strong.
A three would cut it to 9 here.
Scott, the leading scorer for the Falcons. He has 9 points now.
Oh, good block. Michael Stedman pins it.
Wow. Stedman sent that one away. Ionescu, red hot tonight. Just can't get that one to go. Stedman the rebound, though. Another opportunity. Stansberry wants another three, and he hits it.
Stansberry, he hits one. There probably will be some to follow.
They come in bunches for him.
Do.
And Stansberry. And nice move inside. And one opportunity. Delvin Hightower is starting to heat up. He has 6 points now. Chance for 7. But Eddie Stansberry, who just hit that three, he is the second leading scorer on this team. So he's not always scoring at all times, but when he does, like we mentioned before, it does come in bunches. He shoots the ball very well from the outside. In fact, he has the second best three-point percentage, shooting 41% from beyond the arc.
That's pretty good.
That's good at any level.
Yeah. I think Coach LeBlanc encourages him to shoot.
Yeah, he does. He kind of gives him the green light. You're very right.
He does.
And he gives him a lot of free reign, too, and why not when you're shooting that well? Yeah. Meanwhile, Terrell Brown shoots 49% from beyond the arc, by the way.
Does he? Damn. Well, that's pretty good.
He doesn't take a whole lot of threes. He's very selective, I'll say. Stansberry shoots the three more often. He has the ball here. He finds Michael Wright. And Stedman right into the double team. And you see when he gets the ball, he's just backing up his defender.
Right.
He's just putting his behind right into the defender's stomach, basically, and just saying, try and contain me. He gets a little whisper in his ear from Michael Wright. And they actually play very well together, Wright and Stedman.
Yeah, they do.
They have very good nonverbal communication.
They do. I mean, they can both play inside and outside. So.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. Michael Wright, I think, has a bit more of a shooting range than Stedman.
He might, yeah. Soft touch.
He has a very soft touch, and he has the made threer in the first half. And Stedman did miss the first free throw and misses the second. And Ionescu almost had a pickpocket there. Yeah. Rams will press a little bit on the court before they relent. Scott all the way to the basket and sent away by Stedman. Another block. I think that's 2 already tonight.
That's 2 in the last minute. That's
wow.
Scott will take a seat after getting blocked.
And a floater.
Yeah, tough floater there.
And Tate couldn't hit, but an offensive rebound creates the shot for Lloyd Hanna, who does hit. 4 points for Hanna.
Down 10, closest they've had it since about 10 minutes to go in the first half.
44-34 is the score. Stedman. Stansberry thought about a 3, then lost the dribble, and then he resets. Ten to shoot. Terrell Brown. Nice move in the lane, a head fake, and then a little floater off the left hand. Beautiful move by Terrell Brown.
It was.
3 points now for Brown. He averages 16 points a game for LeBall.
And he's great at getting to the line. Hasn't done it much tonight, but he's...
Ooh, nice move. Time to get to the rim, and then too strong, but then he collects his own rebound and draws the foul. So Times did everything right, except put the ball in the bucket. But he did draw the foul.
He did. And here comes Curtis Witt.
Curtis Witt back in the game, or will be back in the game momentarily. He and Lewis Hayes, who had a very good first half, 8 points in the half for Hayes. That free throw is no good. Ionescu will sit, as will Stedman, with Witt and Hayes coming back in. Michael Wright, Terrell Brown, and Stansberry also on the floor for the Rams. Time hits the second free throw. 3 points on the evening for Time. 46-35, lead is 11 for the Rams. And a whistle, trying to figure out what exactly caused that.
Might have been shot clock.
Yeah, I think they may have just, wanted to reassess the game clock. So it'll be an inbound for the Rams. Witt will handle. Curtis. Harassed by Winter Joseph. Lewis Hayes. Stansberry is wide open, and he buries it.
3 threes for him in this half.
9-point second half for Stansberry. All his points coming here in the second half, all on made threes. That pushes the lead back up to 14. Rams turn up the intensity on defense. That shot is in. Delvin Hightower, he has 8 points. Michael Wright, and a touch foul. So Hightower, who just made the shot, picks up the personal. 3rd foul on the Falcons.
No, Hightower has tough matchups all night. He either has Stedman or Hayes beating him up on the block, or he has Michael Wright more athletic than he is.
Wright had 5 points in the first half. Lewis Hayes had 8. Stedman had 6.
Yeah.
So, the scorers, no matter who you're guarding. Terrell Brown will inbound. Stansberry. Stansberry directing traffic. Wants a screen up top. Brown with the ball. Finds Stansberry again. Two-man action between him and Brown. Long three on the way. It's good. Terrell Brown just pulled up from way downtown and buried it.
With about 3 on the shot clock. He had to go up.
6 points for Brown. Hightower draws the foul. Each team has 3 team fouls now, and Michael Wright picked up his first personal. Meanwhile, we'll have Niami Harris coming into the ball game, replacing Wright. So Rams getting a bit smaller here, going to the smaller lineup. Witt, Harris in the backcourt, as well as Brown and Stansberry. So really 4 guards on the floor for Justin LeBaugh.
Small for them, but they're about the same size as
That's true. Yeah, it's all relative. It's a 15-point lead. It's 52-37. Rams on top. Hightower fade away. He's been feeling it the second half, and a foul? I'm not sure where that came from.
Curtis Witt pushed off a little bit.
Wow.
But
so this will be call it like a turnover.
Yeah. He didn't totally away from the play, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't even see it myself.
Yeah.
Wasn't even sure what the whistle was about. That's the first foul on Witt. 4th team foul for the Rams. Falcons ball, and Winner Joseph tees up a 3. Why not? He actually hit a couple deep threes in that first half. Brown wants to start things the other way. Witt thought about a 3. Gives it back to Brown. Lob pass inside. And then Lewis Hayes.
Oh, flex on him, huh?
Hayes is in double-digit scoring. That's his 10th point of the night. And the Falcons want a timeout.
Lewis Hayes, he gave the Draymond flex after that one.
Lewis Hayes has his 10th point. Eddie Ionescu has 14 points. So Eddie Stansberry has 9 points. So nearly 3 players in double-digit scoring already for the Rams with plenty of time to go in the second half. It's 54-37, and we keep talking about it, but it keeps being apparent that the Rams just have too much size inside.
Yeah, you said they got smaller, but still.
Yeah.
Still, Lewis Hayes, too big, too strong.
So Lewis Hayes, a very good night tonight, and he didn't even get the start. Hayes averages 9 points a game.
He's really a 4. He's still undersized at the 4. I mean, if he goes on to play at the next level, which he can, you can get away with a 6'6", 4. But
and Lewis Hayes is right. It's interesting. There are 4 players: Dexter Hood, Michael Stedman, Curtis Witt, and Lewis Hayes, all average right around 9 points a game for Justin LeBaugh. So a very balanced scoring attack on this roster.
Right. Interesting. We have not seen Dexter Hood very much tonight.
He has been on the floor, but he's been quiet tonight. Right. Hood, as I look at my score sheet, has yet to score tonight.
Yeah.
And one of those things you just don't always need every player.
Yeah, when you're as deep as City College.
Yeah, exactly. Depth is an understatement on the #1 team in California.
Yeah.
That second free throw was no good. It stays a 17-point lead. Winner Joseph gets the ball back, starts his drive. Hightower got the ball stripped. It'll stay with the Falcons. Hightower lucky there. He didn't just lose the ball and lose the possession.
It could be wrong. It could be wrong here, but Curtis Witt is having a conversation with some of these West Hill players.
And Hightower, another attempt and no points that time. Harris, why not?
Short.
Off the mark. Falcons back quickly the other way, and Witt all the way back and commits a hard foul that time. You mentioned he was kind of chatting a little bit with the West Hills player.
Yeah, he is.
And are they going to say that was a flagrant?
They might. Yeah, intentional foul there.
Or intentional foul? I mean, it's a hard foul, and Darius Scott had a full head of steam going the other way. And is that going to be an intentional or a flagrant foul? That's the question.
It's like an intentional foul on Curtis Witt. Didn't go for the ball, they want to say.
And Justin LeBaugh and Curtis Witt having a conversation with the official that drew the foul. So Scott's going to get a technical free throw here.
I think, 2 shots on the ball, I think, so.
Interesting. So Curtis Witt didn't kind of do what you're supposed to do, just fouling hard, but maybe a little too hard.
I don't think Curtis Witt and the West Hills players will be exchanging Christmas cards, though.
No, certainly not. And Darius Scott, meanwhile, has 11 points. He's leading all scorers on the Falcons roster. He's the leading scorer on the season on the team. He had a slow first half, though.
He did. It's an interesting set there.
And ball knocked away by Harris. Stays with the Falcons. So after the intentional foul, the Falcons get the ball after the free throws. They're down 15 with 13-13 left in the second half. Winner Joseph will handle. He has 9 points. Lloyd Hanna. Scott. Step back three. No good.
It's a tough shot.
Hayes had the rebound, and then Scott comes up with the steal. Behind the back dribble by Darius Scott. Pretty move.
Ooh.
Behind the back pass, and then Hightower lost the ball, but it stays with the Falcons. Scott tees up a three, and he buries it. Darius Scott.
Darius Scott's waking up.
Just trying to keep his team in this ball game. 54-42, 12-point lead.
Sometimes when you get hit hard, like you take a hard foul, it
kind of wakes you up, huh?
Yeah.
Niami Harris finds Curtis Witt. Back to Harris down low. Behind the back pass.
Goodness.
Beautiful. And then, ooh, that was almost a showstopper. Lewis Hayes tried to bring the house down with a one-handed slam. Instead, he draw the foul. And I think that would have gotten this whole half of this gym up and standing.
That pass was pretty.
So Curtis Witt, a little showtime. Curtis Witt showing off his ball facilitating skills tonight, huh?
Was that Witt? Was that Witt or Harris?
No, I beg your pardon. That was Niami Harris.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
Lewis Hayes.
Just missed the N1 there.
11 points for Hayes now. Second free throw, no good. Brown almost stole a rebound there. Here come the Falcons, down 13. Hightower, all the way.
Did he walk?
Into Witt. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Good call that time. Turnover, 12-10 to go, 55-42 is the score. Michael Wright back in the game, he handles.
Was it last week that Ionescu had a hot first half as well, and it was very quiet in the second half?
Yeah. I guess he's just a first half player, huh?
Yeah.
Terrell Brown, nice move in the lane. He hangs and just gets that ball to kiss off the rim. He's having quite a second half, actually, Terrell Brown.
Yeah, him and Stansberry.
Brown with 8 points here in the second half. 57-42 is the score. Hanna.
My God.
Deep three, no good.
It's not good when the player starts leaning like.
Yeah, I think he knew it was off. Lloyd Hanna averages 14 points a game. Second leading scorer on this roster.
He's been quiet, though.
Yeah, he has. Hanna only has 4 points on the game. He shoots 49% from the field on the year, though. Very good shooter.
Pretty good, yeah.
Statistically speaking, Hightower.
That was his first three.
No good. Harris the rebound, wants to push the other way. Harris still with the ball. Long pass to Wright, who tees up a three. Can't get it to go, but Harris tracks down the rebound. The shortest player on the court just got the offensive board. Behind the back pass, Lewis Hayes can't get it to go. And Darius Scott comes up with it. West Hill back the other way. Scott, three, that's off the mark. I could tell that was not going in from here.
West Hill's going to take some better shots here.
They're just trying to shoot their way back into this one. Yeah. Terrell Brown from way downtown. No good. And a foul called. Niami Harris was called for his first personal. Rams have 6 fouls, so they're 1 foul away from putting West Hills in the bonus for the remainder of this game. West Hills has 5 personals themselves, and
so here's the true small ball lineup for City College. I think we got Michael Wright is the de facto
basically the center
yeah.
as Lewis Hayes sat, so he gets a breather, a well-deserved breather. Ionescu back in the game with Curtis Witt and Harris in the backcourt rather, and Terrell Brown will kind of be the de facto small forward.
Just play ball, no positions.
And that ball just thrown away. Very frustrated Mark Arce on the Falcons bench. He did not like how that looked.
No, he did not.
Giving a bit of a lecture to one of his players. Ionescu will inbound.
It's a tough feeling as a coach. You look down the bench, you want to make a sub, but you're like, oh,
yeah,
you can't do it. Can't do it.
Harris near side. Ionescu.
Ooh,
Witt.
Yeah, he jumped on his back.
He crashed the board, and they're going to say over the back foul, I believe.
Yeah, but
yeah,
like he's trying to make something happen.
And because that's the 7th foul on City College, we'll have some 1-and-1 free throws coming up. 3rd foul on Curtis.
Dexter Hood.
And Curtis will have a seat as Dexter Hood will check back in.
This is the most rugged game I've seen Curtis play.
Yeah, he only has 2 points, but he's been all over the court tonight.
Yeah, he's been on the floor. He's been in people's faces.
The usual mild-mannered Curtis Witt, showing a little bit of his feisty side tonight.
10:41. Say if they cut it to single digits with about 6 minutes.
Well, it's a 15-point deficit right now for West Hills, and that's not going to help.
Nope.
Winner Joseph misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Brown.
Oh, little trap.
They tried to trap Brown, but he gets around it. Brown with dreadlocks flying everywhere. And, I thought that was going to be an and one. And are they going to say the foul before the shot? Yeah, no shot there. But the Rams are one away from being in the bonus themselves. That was the 6th foul on West Hills, I'm sorry.
That was the first first surprising thing that West Hills has done on defense all night. The little trap there.
Dexter Hood. Nice move, and just too strong inside. That's Hood's first points of the ball game. So he's in the box score. Joseph buries it from downtown. 12 points for winner Joseph, his first points of the second half. 14-point lead, 59-45 the score. Michael Wright all the way to the basket. Can't get it to go. Joseph will start things the other way. Scott to
cut.
Joseph.
Oh, let's go another way. Yep.
Offensive foul.
Yeah,
good job by Harris to get his feet set.
Yeah. West Hills doesn't like the call, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they said. Well, I think they were arguing perhaps he was still moving his feet or he was in the restricted area.
Yeah. Either way, that was a big call. I mean, he made the bucket.
So that wipes that basket away, and with 9:51, it stays a 59-45 lead for the Rams. Brown. Harassed by Tate. Finds Hood, who starts his drive all the way to the basket and scores at the right hand.
The determined move there.
Dexter Hood and a travel. Dexter Hood has 4 points here in the second half.
Exactly what City's press wants you to do. Remember, press is short for pressure.
Yeah. Well,
Winder.
And just like that, it's a 16-point lead.
Winder Joseph turns it over and walks to the bench.
6-0 run for the Rams here. Harris will handle. Almost lost the ball. Gets it back. Ionescu to Harris. Travel.
Oh, I didn't see that, but.
And Stansbury is going to check in. Harris will sit. We'll get a little bit of a conversation with Justin LeBaugh. Stansbury had a very good second half. 9 points for him, and he's back in the ball game. Scott, low post.
That's the Kareem skyhook right there.
Ooh, that was pretty.
My goodness.
Scott.
Shades of Lou Alcindor.
10 points for him, 16 points altogether, but those 10 points coming in the second half. Brown, Ionescu.
Thought about it. Good pass.
Hood. Can't get it to go. Scott.
Oh,
Offensive
yeah.
foul.
Looked like a football block. Just cleared the lane for his teammate there.
And that's Eric Collins Hamilton, who was originally wearing number 42 and then got some blood on his jersey in that first half, which was responsible for that stoppage at the beginning of our broadcast, and now he's wearing number 23. 14-point lead for the Rams. Ionescu from Stansbury. Michael Wright far side. Swing pass Brown.
Looks like West Hill is
Stansbury goes baseline.
in the zone now.
Yeah, you're right. Trying to slow down the Rams shooters.
All right, shake things up a little bit.
Brown wide open with 2 to shoot. Can't get it to go.
Oh.
And Harris almost put that back on a tip-in. Oh, nice move. Delvin Hightower. 10 points for him. It's a 12-point lead for the Rams. Stansbury around the pressure. Harris right back in the game for Justin LeBaugh. Michael Wright backs up his man, and he traveled.
Yeah.
Saw that from here.
Yeah.
I think he thought there was going to be more contact
than
there was. They kind of what they call pulling the chair out from under him, and that created that turnover.
I've not seen this many walks called in the game in a long time. Well, I was watching my
Michael Wright sits. As soon as he creates that turnover, he has a seat.
I was watching my cousin's 4th grade game the other week. Kind of like this.
Lewis Hayes is back in the game, by the way. He replaced Michael Wright.
Oh.
Offensive foul. Darius Scott gets called for the foul. Or I beg your pardon, that's not Scott. That's another personal on Eric Collins Hamilton. That's his second. 9 fouls for the Falcons here. So 1 away from the double bonus. Meanwhile, Winder Joseph is going to check back in. He has 12 points for West Hills. And 1-and-1 free throws coming up on the other end. Curtis Witt will check back in. Ionescu will sit. It'll be Witt, Lewis Hayes, Niami Harris, Eddie Stansbury, and Terrell Brown on the floor for the Rams. Very small lineup again.
Yeah.
Basically no guards on the floor. I guess you could say that the big man is Lewis Hayes right now.
Oh, yep.
That shot was no good. 12-point lead still for the Rams with 7:13 and ticking. Joseph. Ooh,
Tough
can't
drive.
get it to go.
Yeah.
Harris back the other way. Curtis Witt hands to Brown, right back up top to Harris.
Good.
No look pass. And Harris has been trying to find Lewis Hayes all night in that low block.
Yeah, they have a little chemistry.
Deep 3 from Scott is good.
Well, there's down to 9.
So Scott has 5 made threes this ball game for 19 points on the evening.
Where would they be without him? Hey.
Yeah.
First single-digit lead there in a while.
Darius Scott, 16 points a game this year, over his average here. Curtis Witt, the head fake. Good ball movement. Terrell Brown.
Yeah, this zone, they're not going to survive with this zone. I mean, the city's just missing open looks.
And they're getting very good ball passing right now.
Yeah.
Witt, deep 3. Just off the mark. Lewis Hayes, right elbow. Brown 3 on the way. It's good. Terrell Brown, I think Brown and Ionescu decided to switch off on who scores this half.
Yeah.
Because it was Ionescu who was lights out from beyond the arc. That's the 3rd made 3 of this second half by Brown. He has 12 points here on the ball game, and that makes it a 12-point lead for the Rams.
Yeah, it was Eddie Ionescu in the first half, Eddie Stansbury in the second half with Terrell Brown.
Yeah, so it's been Stansbury and Brown in the first half. It was a lot of Ionescu and Lewis Hayes.
Yeah.
So just like we said, the duo saying kind of tag. It's a tag team, right?
Yeah.
duo saying, hey, you guys got this second half.
It's a good problem to have.
Right, yeah. It's not a bad problem when you have too many scores. And the number 1 team in the state still with a commanding 12-point lead.
Right, the short-lived single-digit deficit for West Hills.
And right now, City College just trying to play contained and play disciplined and not do anything silly here, like start to give up this double-digit lead.
Right, what was it, 2 weeks ago? We saw them blow about a 10-point lead in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Still
that was, yeah.
Yeah, still held on.
Against Las Positas.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Certainly don't want to see that here tonight if you're Justin LeBaugh.
No.
And not the statement you want to make as the number 1 team here in their opening playoff game, trying to go down to Southern California later in the month and bring home another state championship. Stansbury, Niami Harris, Terrell Brown, Lewis Hayes, and Curtis Witt are on the floor for the Rams.
So out of a timeout here, let's see what the Falcons have drawn up. No, Darius Scott, top of the key. No, just.
And Darius Scott can't get it to go.
It's a good look.
Brown back the other way. Scott's had quite a second half here, though. Lewis Hayes. A long pass to Harris, who finds Hayes cutting to the basket. Good two-man game between those two.
Those two.
And Lewis Hayes continues his very fine night. 13 points for him. That three is buried by Winter Joseph. Second made 3 of the second half. All his made shots have been on threes.
Yeah, you can see that how this team may average 80 plus points a game, but it's just a little tougher when you play against City College.
Harris. That three is good.
This is 4 for 4 in the second half, I think, Stansbury.
Eddie Stansbury, you are very correct. All his points have been on threes, and he comes up with a steal here. An alley-oop to Terrell Brown. It was an alley-oop layup, but it's still pretty.
That may be the...
Brown with 11 points now.
That was the play of the game right there, maybe. Meanwhile, as we check our CCCAA scoreboard, the winner of this game is going to take on Cabrillo College. Oh, and if you're a City College basketball fan, you remember in 2000, was it?
2012.
12, Cabrillo came into here and upset the Rams.
At that time, Cabrillo was the 8th seed. And it's interesting enough, they're the 9 seed this year. They beat the 8 seed Columbia College last night by a score of 60-50. So if City College can prevail, we'll see a rematch.
Yeah. And Justin LeBaugh will not underestimate.
Not at all.
The Cabrillo College. I think they're still coached by Tony Markopoulos, maybe.
And Cabrillo down in the Santa Cruz area from Aptos, California. As that first free throw was good from Delvin Hightower. Second free throw good. So Hightower has a very good night. 12 points for him this evening. 71-57. 14-point lead for the Rams. Terrell Brown weaves through traffic. He gets the ball back here, then finds Harris. Curtis Witt, 3 on the way. That's short. Lloyd Hanna. Johnson.
Avoids the charge there, drops it off.
Landon Johnson, his first points.
Oh, no, just sloppy.
And a timeout called on the floor. Justin LeBaugh wants to talk things over. His team up 12, 71-59 with 4:09 to go. So right now the Rams just trying to keep that double-digit buffer. And not give West Hills any ideas here.
There should be no rush here. Just 4 minutes to play. Let's get out of here.
So the Falcons, who had to come back, they were down 17 in that play-in game just to be able to compete against City College. And that was back against Monterey Peninsula College back on Wednesday. And they ended up coming back in a big way in that game. So
wow.
We could have seen a whole different team here tonight if not for a valiant effort on Wednesday night by this very same Falcons team. And they ended up winning that game 81-76 on the road in Monterey. This is the 17 seed Falcons, who came into this game 18-7 on the year, 9-5 in their conference, in a very tough conference, by the way.
So they are a resilient team. They were down 8, and they ended up winning. So down 8 at halftime, right? So.
Back to the action. 71-59 with just over 4 minutes to go in the second half. Step back three is good. Lloyd Hanna.
There we go, under 10.
7 points for him, and just like that, it's just a 9-point lead for the Rams. Falcons press a bit. Harris finds Brown. Oh, he just bounced it off the face of Eddie Ionescu. I don't know if he was expecting that pass. That's a turnover.
That was.
That's a strange play.
Yeah.
Ionescu a little sheepish. I just think he was just not looking for the ball there.
You could hear it hit his forehead from up here.
Yeah. Hopefully Ionescu's okay.
Yeah.
If he is hurt, I think his pride is hurt more than anything. Winner Joseph finds Johnson for a three, and was he fouled shooting a three?
Was. Ionescu, maybe he's still a little dizzy from getting that ball in the head.
He kind of gives a little half smirk here and gives Terrell Brown a little high five.
That's a tough sequence for Eddie Ionescu. If there was ever a Shaq in a 4 in a junior college, that would be.
First free throw is no good. First of 3 by Landon Johnson, one of 2 Johnsons on the roster. Second free throw is no good. Those don't look too good.
Yeah.
Johnson kind of talks to himself, collects his thoughts. And Justin LeBall will maybe ice him a little bit here. Let him think over it some more. He wants a timeout. Justin LeBon calls a 30-second timeout. 3:38 is left on the game clock. It's a 71-62 lead for the Rams.
Yeah, Landon Johnson's. I don't have his free throw numbers, but those 2 were not pretty. His first 2.
Oh yeah, and you see why. Johnson shooting just 40% from the line.
It looked like it. But he's due for this third one, the law of averages would say.
Stansbury, Michael Wright, Eddie Ionescu, Terrell Brown, and Niami Harris are all on the floor for the Rams. Landon Johnson, Winner Joseph, Ricardo Time, Darius Scott, and Lloyd Hanna, the 5 right now for the Falcons, who are down 9. So right now, if you're the Falcons, you're saying, hey, this game isn't over yet.
It's not.
They need a couple stops here. They need some smart possessions, and missing free throws on the line is not a good way to get back in the ball game. The third one is no good either.
0 for 3. That's tough.
That's a tough possession right there. Terrell Brown will handle. Around the screen from Michael Wright. Stansbury thought about a 3. Almost threw it away. Good job by Terrell to correct that. Michael Wright down the baseline. Terrell Brown, good inside-out play. Can he hit the 3? He can't.
Yeah.
Good look, though. And then a good save by Stansbury.
That's
fresh 30.
Brutal.
That was a big play.
They're about one shot here from him and Dagger.
Brown to Harris. Stansbury, another 3 on the way. It's good.
5 for 5 here. That's
Stansbury having one heck of a second half. 18 points, all on made 3s. That 3 was no good.
Stansbury is the warmest thing in the city right now. It's freezing outside, but he's smoking hot.
I mean, 6 for 6 in the second half.
Was he? Oh, my.
And after scoring nothing in the first half, He's leading the way here. He's leading all scorers.
That's impressive.
So and again, we talk about when you have so many weapons, it's like you almost never know. It's like a pleasant surprise. Yeah. You never know who's going to step up and just get hot for the Rams.
Yeah, a lot like the Warriors. I mean, yeah. Two different things, but yeah.
No, and that's not a bad comparison. And I'm sure Justin LeBaugh, if you asked him, he'll say this is one of the deepest teams that he's had in a very long time.
I would assume so, yeah. He's had some good teams, though. I mean, this maybe is not the best team he's had, but they're...
It may not be the most dominant, but I'm sure it's one of the most balanced and one of the deepest.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have so many weapons, and their style of play is it's almost a mellow style of play. It can be fast-paced. They like to run and gun at times, but you never really see this team get too off kilter. They're usually very composed, and even if you see some shooters cold, they never get frustrated. They just find the next man up who can start getting hot. And so what impresses me the most about this team is their mental game.
Right. I always want to compare it to something like the Patriots or the San Antonio Spurs, right? They just year after year, you know what you expect from this team.
Well, that's very high praise. You can say Justin LeBaugh is the Greg Popovich of junior college basketball.
I think, yeah, you could. You know, he's always going to be making a run in March.
Terrell Brown, Stansbury, Niami Harris, Wright, and Eddie Ionescu on the floor for the Rams. Terrell Brown, of course, we've talked about it before, the former San Jose State Spartan. No longer with the program, but certainly he'll get some looks next year. This is his final year of junior college eligibility, so you got to know that he'll be playing somewhere next season.
Right, he will.
And then Stansbury, you got to think, the way we've seen him play the second half, there's some teams that I'm sure would like a shooter like him.
Yeah. He's, as long as you can shoot, you can get a job somewhere.
Terrell Brown has had quite a second half. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just looking at these numbers. 16 points now.
Wow. All in the second half?
16 of his 17 points have come here in the second.
Yeah, I was referring to a job as a college basketball player, but you know that's not the case because they don't get paid, but that's another story.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It stays with the Falcons. It's a 14-point lead for the Rams with 2:43 to go. 76-62 the score. Darius Scott handles. Scott, skyhook, in and out. Tough break for him.
Yeah, he's a good player, though.
He's had a very impressive second half, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Niami Harris shakes off the defender, finds Stansbury near side. Michael Wright back to the basket. Inside, Eddie Ionescu with the reverse layup. Nice pass. Yeah, Michael Wright.
Only took him 18 minutes into the second half to score.
Ionescu had 14 points in the first half. That's his first points of the second half.
No, but he's having a great floor game. Other than
he finds Wright here.
That miscue earlier.
Michael Wright all the way to the basket and kisses it in. Nice move. That was too easy for him. He has 7 points on the night.
So the Rams can start thinking about Cabrillo, huh?
Yeah, that makes it an 18-point lead. Under 2 minutes to go here. Darius Scott. Three's no good. Michael Wright collects the rebound. Stansbury will slow things down. Why not? Try and eat some clock up here. Michael Wright to the basket, Euro steps, and then floats it up with the right hand.
West Hills is kind of deflated here. Nobody wants this game to be over faster than they do.
And yes, things starting to come unraveled here. It's all of a sudden a 20-point lead with under 90 seconds to go. Rams starting to put the death grip on West Hills. That three was no good. That's the first miss here in the second half by Stansbury from three.
He's human.
There's a heat check and the foul here. It'll either be Stansbury or Eddie Ionescu with the foul. And it will be Stansbury called. So 1:08 to go, and I think now it's safe to say that we can start looking ahead to next week's matchup against Cabrillo College here at the Wellness Center. And as we look at that Cabrillo matchup, give me a moment to pull it up here. Hightower will shoot a couple free throws. So give West Hills some credit. They had a tough matchup ahead of them, but Darius Scott had quite an impressive second half for the Falcons, playing with some pride here.
Yeah, he did. He did his job. He didn't get enough help. For some of these guys, maybe the end of their basketball career.
Yeah, for the sophomores here on the roster. There are a handful of sophomores, including Winter Joseph, Darius Scott, Delvin Hightower. All will not be here next year. Terrell Brown tried to add an exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get that dunk, but he draws the foul. Terrell Brown just trying to have a little fun at the end of this game.
The City College bench was about to erupt.
Misses the free throw. For Cabrillo, against Columbia last night, they had 3 players scoring double digits. A 19-point lead, and Darius Scott just loses the ball here. Stansbury, under a minute to go.
Oh my!
Ian Escu tried a little showtime here. They're just trying to show off now.
Yeah. Put a nice little cap.
Lloyd
on
Hanna.
Oh no!
Couldn't draw iron. And now, with just 34 seconds to go, we might see one more shot attempt from City College. Up 19. Michael Wright.
This one never really too close.
Right all the way. Draws the bucket and the foul. So that adds to his total. Right now with 11 points. So several players, 4 different players in double-digit scoring tonight for Justin LeBaugh. Misses the free throw. 84-63 is the score. Under 30 seconds to go in this one. That 3. No good. Johnson collects the rebound. Joseph, and they'll just let him shoot that one.
Oh.
Can't get it to go. Ian Escu collects the rebound, and that should do it. Well, it was fitting that Ian Escu, who started this game red hot, gets to touch that basketball, and here in the second round of the CCCAA state playoffs, City College is going to advance to host the Cabrillo College Seahawks here next weekend and look to avenge that loss 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That 1-8 matchup, and it was a dominating performance by several players, but give a lot of credit to Ian Escu in the first half, and then Eddie Stansbury and Terrell Brown took it from there.
Yeah, they did.
And the Rams really didn't look back.
I think the coaching staff for the Rams could just be happy about this game. You know, they didn't play, a perfect game, but they took care of business, and that's all you need to do.
So the Rams will advance. We will have another broadcast for both the men's and the women's team here. And right now, for City College, they're going to eye that 9-seed Cabrillo Seahawks, but they're going to enjoy this one. And what I saw the most tonight from this Rams team was a balance of scoring. And you saw they kind of showcased their weaponry here, and you saw the full arsenal tonight.
Yeah. They just showed how versatile they are. Stedman is, their best big, but he actually had a quiet game. So.
Yeah, and it was really the outside shooting tonight. Yes. I mean, as we start to count up these threes from the Rams tonight. By the way, the Rams didn't hit only 2 threes in the first half, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 made threes from the Rams tonight.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll help.
That'll help. So the Rams will play the Seahawks in the third round as they continue their march towards claiming another state championship. The number 1 team in California dominates tonight, and they are victorious once again by the final score of 84-63. So for our producer, Felix Quinones, our sound engineer, Matias Godinez, Zach Tobita, I'm Aaron Gabriel, wishing everyone a great night. Thank you so much for tuning into exclusive Rams coverage here, streaming on Facebook Live, presented by the Beeman Department at City College of San Francisco. Have a great night, everyone, and thanks for tuning in.